So how do brands get these beautiful prints on their bottles? Let me break down how screen printing works in packaging. There are 5 elements that create the final screen printing effect. There is screen printing plate, squeegee, ink, printable table, and substrate, also known as the printing surface. You might be wondering, what exactly is screen printing? Screen printing actually originated in China over 2,000 years ago and belongs to the stencil printing category. The name screen printing comes from the screen printing plate. The printing principle is pretty straightforward. The mesh holes of the graphic part of the printing plates are open, while the mesh holes of the non-graphic parts are blocked. During printing, ink is transferred through the mesh holes of the graphic part onto the surface of the substrate by squeezing the ink using a squeegee. Now, let's break down the basic principle of screen printing. During printing, ink is poured onto one end of the screen printing plate, and the squeegee moves horizontally across the plate with a certain pressure from one end to the other. As the squeegee moves, ink is squeezed from the mesh holes of the graphic part onto a substrate. Throughout the printing process, the squeegee maintains continuous contact with the screen printing plate and the substrate, while other parts of the screen printing plate remain separate from the substrate. This causes the ink to undergo a breaking motion with the screen. When the squeegee passes over the entire surface, it is lifted, and simultaneously the screen printing plate is raised, returning the ink to its initial position, marking the completion of one printing cycle. Now that we understand the basic principle, let's talk about the characteristics of screen printing. One of the biggest advantages of screen printing is its low cost and quick results. It's one of the best printing methods for irregular substrate surfaces. It has strong adhesion and great ink coverage, and creates a thick ink layer with strong 3-dimensional effect. To ensure the best possible results with screen printing, there are a few things to keep in mind. Before screen printing, it's recommended to blow away dust, lint, and any other debris from the surface of the bottle to get better ink adhesion. After printing, UV curing is immediately carried out, and QC conducts testing on the product according to standards to check for durability. When it comes down to color, it's generally recommended to not exceed 3 colors for screen printing, with monochrome or 2-color being most preferred. Having too many colors can lead to a high defect rate. Another important point to note is that if the bottle surface is to be coated with rubber paint, screen printing should be done first. Otherwise, after the rubber painting, screen printing cannot be performed due to the surface being too smooth and not adhering to the ink. And so there you go, a master guide on screen printing that you probably didn't expect to watch today. Every day I'm going to teach you guys something new from the packaging world from the manufacturer's perspective. Tell me what you guys want to learn next.